Welcome to the Maple Tree Forge Custom Seeding Company. We've got the most in the modern equipment for farming that you've ever seen or maybe have never seen. Back in the early 1800s, when the farmer had to seed his hayfield in the spring of the year, after he had the ground all worked up, whatever, he'd take his seeder. Now I want to show you a seeder that you've probably never seen before. It's called a wheelbarrow cedar. And it's a wheelbarrow cedar because that's basically what it is. But what's unique about it is it's got this hopper. If I can get it open. We've got this hopper here. It's a long, what is it, about 4x4 hopper, and you fill that with seed. But what makes the seed come out, there's little openings. About every 4 inches, there's an opening with a chain in it. And the chain goes back and forth and drags the seed, and it goes through it, the hole down there and comes out the bottom and goes down to the ground. And you can fill that with clover seed, alfalfa, timothy, usually a mixture, and that was their hay. The other thing I want to show you on this cedar is right here. The wheel has a little wobble mechanism. You can see it there, the configuration, and that goes back and forth. There's rollers here that ride on that steel. I guess it's a casting, I'm not sure. And then here we have you can set this pin in different numbers, and that's the pounds you put on per acre of your seed. So if you want to put 2, 3, 4, 5, you set it there, and that makes, what it does is make the wobble here go faster or slower, whichever way you put it. You know, I don't know how accurate that was, but hey, it worked. It worked. And then there's the end up here is in a little shaft. The chain is hooked on the end of this rod. It's a wood rod, and this little pin is in a metal bracket, and that moves it back and forth as it goes. We'll turn it real slow, and maybe the cameraman can get on that thing and take a look. Well, that's how it works, but can you imagine walking, say you wanted to seed 10 acres of oats, or even 5 acres, I don't care, you had to walk this thing, what is it, 16 feet, 15? That was the total swath of your cedar, but you're going to walk the whole field doing this, and that's how they did it. Custom seeding, I don't know how much you could make per acre, but it'd be a long walk to get it. This cedar right here is called a whirlybird cedar. It's not like the wheelbarrow, you had to carry all that weight like a wheelbarrow. This you strap on and you carry your seed in here and it hangs on your body. But it's called a whirlybird cedar. And this one belonged to my grandpa. And anyway, here's the sack. It's kind of hard to see, but here's the sack where you hold your grain, and there's an opening on the bottom in there, and you can adjust that opening for how much seed you want to put on. I use it when we built a pond, and I used it to seed the pond with it. But you can strap this on, fill this with seed, you hang on here, and here's your crank. It goes real easy. Now as the seed comes out, it goes on these fins down here on this. There's like a little angle in here, and that actually throws the seed. And as it comes out of that opening, and the faster you spin it, you walk in the field, the farther it'll throw it out. But now you got to be careful. You got to know how far you're throwing this out when you're seeding a field of clover or whatever it is. Just keep turning it. And you have to keep walking and turning the whirlybird cedar. And this is how it works. Underneath we have a set of gears down here to get the speed. They had to put a big gear in here and a small one here to get the speed. And then to set the opening down in here, there's a little rod here with a wing nut so you can move it in and out to open and close it. I don't know what I got it set now. See, this moves this lever right here. Then when you tighten this up, but it's trial and error to set this because you don't really know. There's no numbers or anything. Depending on the size of the seed you're putting in and everything else. Like clover seed is a little heavier than the Timothy seed is real fine. It's just a neat old machine. The gearing though is really interesting. How they get that high speed on that fan to blow that seed out. It has to go fast. The farther you can throw that seed, the more area you can cover in one pass on the field. This is the modern one. The only trouble is when you're turning that wheelbarrow, it's also throwing it all against you too here. There is a little shield here that throws it out, but it sits against your body and you turn it. So now we've got two cedars. We've got the Wheelbarrow Cedar, we've got the Whirlybird Cedar. Well, I want to thank you all for stopping in at the Maple Tree Forge here at Function Junction, seeing our Wheelbarrow Cedar and our Whirlybird Cedar. And well, we're still open for business. We got a few openings yet for booking for seeding this spring, but we're still taking orders. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. And you know what? You keep watching. You never know what's going to turn up here at the Maple Tree Forge on Ozzie's Oddities. Thanks, everybody, for being with us. Appreciate you.